Om Samam Kaya Shirogrivam Dharayan Achalam Sthira Sampreksha Nasikagram Swam Dishascha Navalokayan. Keeping the head, neck, and the body erect, looking down, gazing down at the tip of the nose, and not looking about. That is the, you can say, posture meant for focus, for meditation, focus, constant. We are today going to, as promised, we're going to look at the idea, the technique of focus, how to focus. We also, if some of you were present in the last class, we had some hacker coming towards the end in a Zoom, you can say, live stream. And so one of the reasons why we discontinued the live stream on Zoom was because of this. Till we are sure that everything is secure, we will continue live streaming on YouTube. At the end, if you would like to put in some questions, just type it out and we will answer the questions. Focus. What is focus? Yeah, we know what's focus. Yeah, to pay attention to see things clearly. To see? Yes, to see. We know what's the opposite of focus also. And how do we understand, and how do other people also understand that we are not focused? There are three main things that happen in the body, and that we will use those very indicators to control our focus. First is when you think of some emotion runs into you, your breath becomes erratic, if you have noticed. Suppose you're angry, your breath goes way, with short bursts, snorting around. When you're calm, your breath is also calm. Similarly, all emotions, they have a kind of a effect on the body. And this is felt first on the breath, fingers. If you want to understand a restless person, look at the person's fingers, constantly twiddling, fidgety fingers. And the biggest indicator is the eyes. The eyes keep on darting about here and there. You notice that? When you're not focused, when you're restless. So these three things, the breath, the fingers, and the eyes, are the indicators of a restlessness, and these things can be used to reduce restlessness and increase focus. So when you said to see, to pay attention to, it's like this. Extend one of your arms and watch your thumbnail. Just watch your thumbnail only. Yes, stop there. Now you see, you just cannot focus only on the thumbnail. You have to see the rest of the thumb and the fingers and the background and all these things. There will come a time when you will be able to focus only on the thumbnail. Take another exercise. I'm sure you all are ready for this because this is going to be a practical session. Close your eyes, please. Do you feel your eyeballs under the eyelids moving? Open your eyes, please. This is the principle. We see and think, as well as we think also and see. Okay? Thought is very intimately connected with the movement of your eyeballs. Your irises move. Even a slight thought runs through the mind, your eyeballs pick it up. There is a natural, you can say, tremor of the eyes, which is called nystagmus. We are not talking about that. We are talking about any thought that runs through the mind also disturbs the gaze. Now, the Yoga Sutra says, Desha Bandha Chittascha Dharana. Swami Vivekananda says, when you can hold your mind either in the body or outside the body for a length of time, that is called focus. So we all focused on things we like and things we love. Yes, it helps us focus. But a neutral object, it's very difficult to focus until and unless you build that strength, the strength to concentrate, to focus on that particular thing. And we can do that. Okay? When I mean to see, you see things outside, it's a focus. You focus slowly, the focus like comes gradually narrower and narrower and narrower, and even thoughts in the mind can run through this process. Imagine you have water that is swirling around and going down your wash basin. It swirls and then it drains. The mind also swirls about and comes to a point. This is called focus. All the energies are now focused to one point. Okay? Yes. We also know that during dream, is called a dream state, is called a rapid eye movement, REM. You are dreaming, but your eyes are moving. You are not conscious, of course. A guy who's not sleeping is looking at you, you will see your eyes moving. You are seeing a dream, but your eyes are moving. So there is a tremendous connection between those two states. Even subconscious thoughts disturb your gaze. Conscious thoughts we have seen also disturb our gaze. So conscious and subconscious thoughts can be controlled just by focusing. What do you mean focusing? Focusing the eyes. And what happens? When we focus the eyes, there are the optic nerves behind the eyes. And these optic nerves cross over and go out the side. And there is this visual cortex behind at the back of the head. A greater part of the brain is involved in the visual field. So you are going to control a greater part of your brain, or a greater part of your mind through this. So remember, the mind, the brain, the optic nerve, the eyes are all linked. And this also includes conscious and subconscious thoughts. So Swami Vivekananda says, sit down straight, look at the tip of your nose, and he says it goes a long way in controlling the arc of reaction. Once you control the optic nerves, there are these bunches of nerves that run there behind. It goes a long way in controlling the will. So we'll start with this first exercise. Now Swami Vivekananda, when he says you can either hold an object within the body or outside the body. Today, since it's the class of beginners, we will take only holding it outside. Okay. Like I said, your fingers, your breath, and your eyeball. Keep your fingers still. This is the way, or this is the way, but your fingers have to be still. Sit down straight so you don't, you can say, feel any strain while breathing. Your lungs become freer. The moment you sit down straight, you need to feel that comfort. There is no discomfort while breathing. Close your eyes, please. Now imagine a space on your cheeks. Now gaze at the space just outside your chin, a few inches outside your chin. Just gaze at it. Now gaze at that space just outside your nostrils. The eyeballs should become steady gradually. Now gaze at the space outside, maybe a foot or two from your chin. Open your eyes, please. Now, if you notice, when the eyes are gazing down there, the mind becomes calmer. And that's the idea. If you can hold your gaze right down, in the deepest meditation, the eyes automatically kind of look down towards the, you can say, nose. But there's a blank look there. So the more you can look down towards this part here, and this part here, what happens? The eyeballs are converging here, the optic nerves becomes calmer, and there is less, you can say, distraction from the visual cortex. This is the best way to focus. There is no other way. Yeah, we can do it outside, look at a thumb outside. That's an external focus. But it has other objects also around it. So when we close our eyes and we control the optic nerves, by controlling the eyeball, we control also the brain, and the brain also controls the thoughts. Okay? We'll do it once more. Just follow my instructions, please. Sit down comfortably. Close your eyes. Don't squeeze your eyelids shut. Just gently close it. Now feel the sensation from your cheeks. Gaze at the space just outside your chin. Continue gazing at the space. Now shift your gaze to the space just outside your nose. Don't visualize the nose. Obviously, when I say you're going to do that, but just look at that space. Now gaze at the space about a foot away from your chin. Now, in this space, visualize a flame of a candle. Focus on the flame of the candle. Focus intently, please. Okay, let go of the visualization. Open your eyes, please. This is part of the larger exercise, but we also, I want to kind of bring a kind of a caution here. When we are sitting down with the eyes closed, if the eyeball is very restless, ordinarily also when it's very restless, there is a strain on the eyes, there's a strain on the optic nerves, and your brain also gets tired. So people, when they sit down to meditate, the restlessness is so much that the brain compensates it by lulling you into sleep or torpor. Focus keeps you awake. Focus straightens your body. Focus also makes your breath shallow. If you notice, when a person is focused, that person's breath almost stops. You don't need so much of oxygen. You're not running a mile or something like that. So this internal focus or intention also has a great effect on the body and the brain. To focus correctly, all the restlessness goes away, the tiredness goes away. There's a kind of new energy is kind of pushed within you. We'll take the other part of this focusing also. Close your eyes, please, again. Like I mentioned, keep your fingers steady. Sit comfortably and straight. So your breathing becomes regulated. Now gaze at that space outside your nostrils, please. Gaze at the space outside your chin. Now orient your gaze at a space outside your chest. Now in that space, visualize a flame. Try to visualize its different colors. Red, yellow, blue, keep that candle steady. If the candle moves, if the candle flame moves, know that your eyes are also moving and your mind is also restless. If you can stabilize that flame of the candle, you have been able to stabilize your eyes, your optic nerves, and your visual cortex. See clearly, that's what focus is. Something sharply defined. See the various colors of that flame, please. Open your eyes, please. Take a deep breath. If the candle flame moves, that means your eyes under the lids are moving and all that nerves, optic nerves and your brain and everything is kind of busy. If you can still the flame, your eyes become still, as it were, and everything becomes quiet. You can focus. And like remember that swirling water down that sink, your energies become focused in one point. If you can do that, this is focus. This is the best way, the mechanical way to focus. And this is what actually makes us, you can say, concentrate very deeply. If we can do that, we'll go a long way. In the last class, I mentioned about awareness. What awareness is? It's like a kind of a flashlight. You point it out to wherever you want it. That same awareness, if it can be made into a focus smaller and smaller, into a kind of a pinpoint, then you can really come down to the heart of meditation. Okay. We'll stop here for now for some questions. And also, the next class on Wednesday will be meditation flow. So after this, like awareness, like, no, and then we have something like focus and then next flow. One will lead to the other. So we'll take the next part, and I've been kind of insistent that if you can practice this at least for a week till we come again, and so it's going to be really helpful. And if you can incorporate some of these techniques into your regular practice, nothing like it. Okay. You have any questions?
So far, we don't have any question. Just one question regarding the Zoom meeting. Why is the Zoom meeting not working, basically?
Yeah, why is the Zoom meeting not working? Because if you were there last Wednesday, we had some security issues. Partly our fault. We had we had not put those settings correctly, that anybody could share screen. We had not disabled that, and so there was some hacker who came in and shared something miserable. So till we are not sure about our own kind of secure Zoom live stream, we will continue with this, and also next week also we'll do it on YouTube. After that, we'll make an announcement whether we like to have the video on the YouTube as well as on Zoom. Okay? So hold your patience a little.
So there is question. I have some spine problems. The doctor has prescribed not to sit for a long time. What should I do?
Sit in the chair.
Can you just repeat the question?
Oh, the doctor said there's a spinal problem. Well, in fact, I was very clear that those who can sit down on the floor can sit down. Those who would like to sit down on a chair can sit. But the only condition is try to hold your back and everything straight. Now, if the doctor says you can't do that, well, don't do that. Just, don't injure your back simply trying to meditate. That will create a big problem. Yeah. So when your spine is okay, if you are comfortable, you sit down on a chair, and you can learn these techniques. Okay?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Another question. Can a pregnant woman meditate?
Oh, yes. Pregnant woman, in fact, it's better that a pregnant woman meditates, because that will help her own mental health, and it can also affect the child positively. Because, there is always a prenatal influence of the mother on the fetus. So,
another question. I can't focus on an image. It's kind of flashes, but then becomes more of a sensation than a stable image. What can I do?
You bring your focus again and again and again to the image. It won't happen in one day. It won't happen in 1 week also. So I'm not talking about sensation. I'm not interested in sensation. I want you to focus on the visual image, the mental image. So do it repeatedly over and over again. There are some people who are visually very strong. There are some people who are good on the auditory level, on the sound level. And there are some people who are both very visual and very auditory also. So these are the real good meditators, as I say. If you have difficulty in visualizing a particular thing, which some people do have, who are not very strong visually, but I want you to bend your will to this and make your brain, your mind do this thing. I can't do this. No, that will not do. In meditation, I am going to do it. And you will succeed. Because what happens is there are certain symbols and images that are extremely, you can say, powerful. They burn some of the old things in your mind. As we progress, we will understand these things. Certain images, it's like fire eating fire. One cloud pushing away the other clouds. Okay, a big cloud comes and pushes away the small clouds. So certain symbols or images push away other things away. So that's why I'm not interested in sensation. This is kind of, people say, oh, I'm only interested in sensations. No, that is not for beginners. On the very higher level, you can say, focus on the sensation. This is like, as we know, in the Vipassana we have. But try to focus on the symbol, on the visual image.
Can someone look at a candle as a way to...
That is Strataka. We had done this in San Diego. Later on we will do this.
Learn how to make this...
That is not important for beginners.
Okay. So, so how long can a pregnant woman meditate?
Oh, the normal, whatever, how long you want to meditate like that. Okay.
So another question, should we keep the eyes open during these exercises?
No, the eyes should be closed, but don't squeeze your eyelid shut. There are some people who squeeze and then it'll furrow the you can say forehead. No, it has to be closed gently. And there will be always some gap between the two eyelids, the upper and the lower. It doesn't matter.
Instead of a flame, can I focus on Om or other image?
Oh yes, you can. I use the flame because it's bright, and anything bright holds the attention. You see, the eyes always look for something bright. So that's why I asked. Okay.
Okay, do you want one last question?
Yeah.
Okay. While recovering from traumatic accident and having a lot of discomfort from surgery, how can one calm the mind at night and have a good night's sleep? Japa, breathing exercise have not helped.
Yes, yeah. Breathing, when your body is in a painful state, your breathing will also become kind of a hindrance, or it will increase the pain at times. I would like you to just imagine you are floating on a warm ocean, water. The sky above, blue, and you're floating in that warm ocean water. There are no waves, and you are just floating. Try this. Or you are sitting down in a meadow, looking at these beautiful mountains, and you're lying down on that meadow there and watching the mountains with the snow peaks and the forest, and you're at peace and calm.
Okay, everybody's saying thank you. This
Thank
is
you.
very helpful. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
very much, and see you again next Wednesday, same time and same place like you where you are. And we will look at meditation, another aspect, flow. I spoke about flow a couple of weeks ago, and I want us to kind of try to get into this kind of flow, because when you meditate, you must get into flow. Otherwise, you will flow away. Okay. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ram Krishna Arpanamastu.